Todd Heitkamp, the owner of Dakota Angler here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, with this week's 2-minute fishing report. Well, folks, the bite has definitely continues to be tough across much of the area. Starting to show a few signs of maybe the bite increasing, and that's the good news. As the weather starts to cool down a little bit and the weather becomes a little bit more stable, I think the bite will definitely start to resume back to where it was. Some of the lakes really were starting to heat up around the area, and no pun intended. But Bitter Lake was really doing well this past weekend. A lot of guys coming away with nice limits of fish. So definitely Bitter Lake is the pick of the week as far as the bite is concerned for walleyes. Other lakes up in the northeast include Waubay. Waubay was doing fairly well at the same time as Bitter, but other ones include Opitz, Hazelton, Pius, Antelope, Reeds. And remember, Reeds is a trophy lake, so the walleyes have to be 28 inches or larger. And then also Indian Springs, a few walleyes were caught there. But again, the bite seems to be increasing in some of these lakes. The lakes down in the southeastern part of the state continue to be relatively slow, dry. Up by Willow Lake produced a few nice fish and a few nice keeper walleyes. And then Ponset, Sinai, 81 ponds. And speaking of 81 ponds, they did a test net, and some really great numbers of walleyes came out of those test netting results. Other lakes that produced a few fish this weekend include Vermilion, George WPA, Twin Lakes, again, which is a trophy lake, and then also Lake Thompson. What have they been using? Mainly live bait. Also, guys are throwing some crankbaits into the shallows, and also swim baits that have been working really well. So keep that in mind this next week. And then as far as the perch bite is concerned, there really hasn't been a true consistent bite going on, except for maybe 2 or even 3 lakes around eastern South Dakota. Those lakes include Ponset, Dry Lake by Willow Lake, and then also Big Stone. Some nice quality perch, as far as 12 to 14 inches have been caught at Dry as well as Ponset. And what they've been using there is mainly maggots and waxworms and small minnows, and we have plenty of each of those baits on hand here at the store. Other lakes that include that guys have been catching a few perch, and we're waiting for that bite to really start to increase this next week. We include Sinai, also Twin, and 81 ponds. And really what they've been doing at 81 ponds and Twin is using slip bobbers along the weed edge. And then as far as the crappie and the bluegill bite, the crappie bite has really tapered off quite a bit, but guys are catching a few crappie at Thompson, Sinai, Ponset, as well as Pickerel. And then the bluegill at Enemy Swim continued to be caught this past week, but again, the bite seems to be tapering off with that as well. Now it's time to take a look at a few photos from this past week. And guess what, folks? There's more than what we had last week. So enjoy. And remember, folks, if you'd like your photo included in next week's version of the 2-minute fishing report, please send it to me. Send it to todd@dakotaangler.com or post it to our Facebook wall. And if I use your photo, your name will be entered into a monthly drawing for a $25 gift certificate. And before we end this week's version of the 2-minute fishing report, I want to make sure I mention what guys have been using to catch the perch at Ponset, Dry, also Twin, and Big Stone. Has been mainly Pilkies or Haleys. But stop on by here at the store and take a look at all the new colors that we have from Pilkies. And again, you won't be disappointed with the supply that we have here at the store. Second of all, I want to announce a new addition to the Dakota Angler family, and that's Yeti coolers. We have a full line of Yeti coolers and drinkware. Stop on by and let me show you what Yeti can do for you. Also, remember to mark your calendars for the Dakota Angler Ice Institute on November 6th and 7th. Again, November 6th and 7th for the Dakota Angler Ice Institute. You will not be disappointed in this year's event. A great lineup of speakers, great vendors, great food, you name it. Again, mark your calendars. The Dakota Angler Ice Institute, November 6th and 7th here in Sioux Falls. Well, folks, that's this week's version of the 2-minute fishing report. For Dakota Angler, I'm the owner, Todd Heitkamp, and as we say around here, fish on. We'll see you next time, and again, thanks for watching.